Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Friday, June 13th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, the Lemonade, the Blue Sky Social, my Pinterest, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Linktree will always be in the description box, and you can find any links there for any of my social media, my email. If you want to tip me, give me coffee money. If you want to see where I donate every month, where I donated my hair last year, it's all on there. Okay? Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that. We love that for you. Whatever does not fit, just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking an energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Rare Rebel. You can find this on Etsy. We got one on the table that came out fast. Three on the table. Four on the table. Five on the table. Let's do two more shuffles. Six on the table. Last shuffle. Hope everybody's having a good day. Good week. Did you have a good week? Mine was pretty mellow. I mean, I spent most of it at home, so I had 2 days off, so we got seven on the table. I cannot complain. I had a good birthday. Everything was great. And for some reason, the thing that sticks out to me most is the butter chicken from the India place that I ordered that I really loved, and the butter cookies. Like, that's what stands out to me the most. Because now I'm wishing I had cookies. Like, oh, I ate all the cookies. Yeah, Kim, you ate all the cookies. All right, we got 8 with bottom of the deck. We've got vices and addictions. We've got deep healing. We've got let it go. Let it go, let it go. Solar plexus chakra. We got gossip. Freaking gossip. We got forgiveness. Trauma. Journey and adventure, bottom of the deck. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. So here's what I'm saying. And I'm going to say this resonates for sure. And I'm sure this resonates for somebody else. You went through a period of deep healing. And you had to let vices and addictions go, right? We all do. At some point, we all do. We wake up, right? We get woke. And we realize, like, oh, I gotta get rid of this shit. Like, I gotta let it go. I gotta heal. Like, I'm tired of living like this. There's an emphasis when I'm looking at this for this reading, there's an emphasis on soul. There's an emphasis on spirituality. Okay? You can flip out spirituality for religion if you're more religious than you are spiritual. There's nothing wrong with that. You be who you are. But this healing, while you're healing from whatever these vices and addictions are, there's a focus on soul work and like spirituality. And I just heard soul project. It was a soul project. Now, people that you know, people that you used to know, they might have or still be gossiping about what you did, right? Because whoever you are, you went through a transformation. You went through a change. You grew. You healinged yourself, right? Because we're never healed. We're always healing. And somebody's like, how did they do that? Why are they doing that? This life isn't good enough for them. They don't like never having no money. They don't like being addicted to this, that, and the other. They don't like going to the bar every Friday and Saturday night and going to work on Monday with a hangover. That's too good. That's not good enough for them. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing the wise guy accent, but whoever this person or these people that gossiped about you or continue to gossip about you, right? These are just people that you should give forgiveness to. Now, whether or not you actually give forgiveness to them, you guys know how I feel about that. There's some things you can forgive, there's some things you cannot. Like I always say, if you follow me, the ex-best friend situation, I always say I don't think I can ever forgive her for what she did. I don't think I can ever do that. She can go to God for that forgiveness. Not that I think, again, I just talked about this in the last video for a minute. I wish her healing. I hope she gets her act together. I hope she gets some therapy because she needs it. I hope she heals, she heals herself. And if she wants forgiveness, she can go to God for that. She can see what he has to say about that, what they have to say about that, because she's not going to get forgiveness from me. I don't think so. It's going on 3 years, and I still do not feel like I could give her that. And it's kind of funny because, people argue about forgiveness. Like, oh, you should forgive people for yourself. You're going to feel a lot better if you forgive somebody. I'm of the firm opinion, you do what feels better for you. For me, the forgiveness, I just don't think what she did was forgivable on any level. I just don't think it is. And B, I've been at this point in my life, this junction in my life for a while now. I don't care. Like, I don't have anything to do with her. I don't talk to her. I don't stalk her online. It'll be almost 3 years since I talked to her. I have no desire to talk to her. I have no desire to be in communication with her. I don't want to have anything to do with her. I don't need the forgiveness. I don't feel the need to give her forgiveness. I don't feel the need to listen to an apology. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm already gone. Like, I've been gone. So what I'm saying is, if she feels like she needs forgiveness, she would have to go to God for that. She won't find that here. Now, are there other people from my past that I can forgive for things? Yeah, of course. Because they didn't do anything near what she did to me and our friendship. You know? of course, unhealing people that don't heal from their trauma, gossip, do bad things, are toxic, are karmic, right? When you don't heal from that trauma affects you. That comes out in your life in other ways. It continues to traumatize you. And then you traumatize others. That's how that works. And again, when you start healing yourself, typically, like I've said before, you're healing yourself from birth to death, right? So when you wake up and you start healing yourself and you start looking at these individual traumas throughout your life and you start going over it in your head and you start thinking about everything and your role in everything and everybody else's role in your life, right? Like, you're going to heal from trauma, but you're probably always going to revisit it and heal again because you're not going to remember possibly everything that ever happened to you at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to look at things differently. Like me feeling the way I feel now about the ex-best friend situation, maybe in a year, maybe in 5 years, I won't feel like that. Maybe I could offer her forgiveness. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people grow, people change, people evolve. Your mindset, your heart space, it's always rotating, it's always spinning, it's always moving. So in a year from now, I might not feel the same way. I might feel completely different 10 years from now, right? You revisit it and you think on it differently because you've matured, you've grown, you continue to heal yourself. And I'm always going to say this too. I probably don't say it often enough, but when you're and this is not at all to shame or blame or anything like that. I would never do that to anybody. But when you are looking at traumatic events, when you are looking at events with strangers, friends, lovers, family members, you really need to be honest with yourself about your role in those situations. And again, that's not to say like you're to blame or anything like that. I've used the example now for the last couple months of the friend at work that I told her we were no longer friends. Like, I didn't want to be friends with her. I didn't want to have anything to do with her. And we're talking, what, 8 months later, 7 to 8 months later, she is still very bitter and angry. She takes no accountability for the reason why I felt the need to tell her we were no longer friends. It was because of the way she treats me, and she treats others like that too, and they all put up with it. I don't understand. But she takes no accountability for her role in that. Now, like I've said in the past, I think about that situation all the time. And every day when I think about it, I think about something different and I think about something new and I think about, like, oh, like I shouldn't have done that, or I should have done this, or, and not like in a critique kind of way, but in a healing kind of way. Because when you realize, like, okay, I don't want to be friends with her, and there's a way to get that point across, but maybe the way that I got that point across was just not the way to do it, which is the conclusion that I came to. And I told myself when everything originally happened that I treated her the way that she treated me, right? Because she doesn't treat people nicely. So in my head, I was like, well, I just treated her the way she treats everybody else. But here's the thing. That's not me. And I've told several people at work that I regret how I said what I said, but I don't regret what I said. And I started saying this, like 3-ish, 4-ish months ago. So it took me 4 to 5 months to figure that out for myself. And it's whether it's leaps and bounds, milestones, whatever, baby steps, it's healing, it's growth, it's recognizing something, it's taking something and turning it around and being like, what was your role in it? What did you do? What should you have done differently? What should you have done better? Could you have changed the outcome of the situation? I mean, I don't want to be friends with this woman, but I don't think I really took into account, like I acted without thinking in the moment. And again, I told myself I was treating her the way that she treats me and a lot of other people, but I didn't really take into account, like, hello, we work together, we see each other every day. And some of the way I said things, and I look back and I'm like, well, I could have said that differently. Because I even said to her, I said, don't talk to me. What I really meant was, don't talk to me today, because I don't know, she was saying something, she was acting weird, and um, she's trying to be the center of attention, and it's just like, don't come here with that bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna give you the attention you want, so don't come here with that. But instead of saying that, I was just like, don't talk to me. And she took that as, don't ever talk to me. Now, granted, she interpreted something else in there that I did not say, but don't talk to me. I mean, you could interpret that as, don't ever talk to me. So it's just about thinking about your role in things and how you could have done things differently. Obviously, if there's abuse and things like that, obviously, abuse is never called for, and you are never in the wrong for standing up for yourself against abuse, right? Her thing is she doesn't recognize that she has a problem, and a lot of people tell her that it's not her problem, that it's everybody else's problem. Unfortunately, the people that tell her that are people that I recognize as also having issues. Like, they all have, I guess, like somewhat narcissistic type tendencies, to the point where, like, for them, like, they're always the victim. Like, they are never ever the perpetrator. They are always the victim. And the funny thing is I don't look at situations like that. Like I said, I look at my own role in there. And I don't look at it like as victim or perpetrator. I look at it like, okay, like, she did this, I did this, I should have done this, still would have had the same outcome, but I would have felt better about the situation. I don't think she would ever feel better about the situation, because she's just not there. She's not healing. She doesn't work on herself. She doesn't think about things like that. She doesn't take accountability. She doesn't think about why I did what I did, because she does that to me and everybody else, you know? Anywho, trauma. Everybody's got trauma. Everybody deals with it differently. Some people ignore it. Some people, like, they pounce on it, you know? And I think when you've been doing it a while, I think it gets easier and easier to recognize situations where you could have improved things on your side, right? Because again, you have the sight. You can recognize when you bring issues to the table and you want to work on that. You don't want to do it again, you know? As opposed to the people that bring issues to the table and they're like, no, no, no. They hurt me. They always hurt me. So I've always been hurt my whole life. I've never hurt anybody. I've hurt lots of people, I'm sure. I'm sure. And I've even used the ex-husband as an example in that. Like, I'm the one that wanted the divorce. I'm the one that didn't give him an option. I'm the one that knew ahead of time that I wanted to separate and divorce and didn't say anything. I was the one that was already talking to other people before I even told him that I wanted to separate. I was his karmic. We've talked about that before too, right? Everybody's been somebody's karmic. Everybody. I was his karmic. Just like somebody else was mine, right? Recognizing that is healing. I've told you guys before when we were talking about separating, the ex-husband and I just, at first I expected him to change. Like, if you want to stay in this marriage, like, you need to change. You need to change, not me. You need to change. And then I realized, like, epiphany moment, you can't change anybody. And not only can you not change anybody, he shouldn't have to change. He's not a violent man. He's not an evil man, decent for the most part, nice for the most part, a little clueless, a little mama's boy. I'm not going to lie, but not a horrible person at all by any means. He shouldn't have to change. If that's how he wants to live his life, if he wants a wife, a spouse, a partner that takes care of him like he's a child, then he should look for that. He should go get that. If that's what he wants, that's what he should do. The thing is I grew, I changed, and I realized I didn't want to do that for him. Like, I was taking care of him 24/7. I never took care of myself at all. That's healing. That's growth. A lot of people can't get there. It takes people a long time to get there. Like I said, a lot of people are in that mindset. They're always the victim. They're always the victim. They hurt me. They hurt me. This person did this to me. This person did this to me. I can name plenty of instances where I was, the bad guy, the perpetrator. I'm no angel. I've never claimed to be. And I don't want to be a victim. Who the hell wants to be a victim? Who the hell wants to be like, oh, they hurt me and they hurt me and they hurt me and they did this to me? And no. I mean, have I been hurt? Have I been abused? Of course, yeah. But I want growth from that. I want movement from that. I want healing from that. I don't want to sit there and be like that person that's like, nobody takes care of me. Nobody likes me. That martyr kind of attitude, that childish behavior, that victim mentality, but like in the worst way. Why would anybody want to be in that? Why wouldn't you want to move forward from that? Whoever this person is, with the journey adventure card, this person is still moving. This person is still out there living their life, doing whatever they do. Whether or not you ever find out that this person wants forgiveness, whether or not you ever find out if this person is working on their trauma, is working on their healing, they're out there. They're living their life. They're doing whatever they do, whether they're toxic or karmic or not. Eventually, that movement, living their life, it might bring them back full circle. They might come towards you to actually talk to you and maybe hint at forgiveness, ask for forgiveness. Who knows? For some of you, yes. For some of you, no. Like, when I talk about the ex-best friend, I don't think she would ever call and apologize. I don't think she would ever call me to say, hey, how you doing? I don't think she would ever call me to tell me if anybody passed in her family. I don't think she would call me to tell me like you're a POS. I don't think she has the balls to say anything to me. Not one damn thing. Because at the end of the day, she knows what she did to me, to our friendship. She knows that I have no forgiveness for her. She's probably watching this right now. And I've said this before too. There are three sides to every story. Like there's my side, there's her side, and there's God's side. Because God sees everything. And the funny thing is the more and more time passes and the more I think about it, she got her karma. I don't know if she lost money. I don't know if she lost her home. I don't know if her pet died. I have no idea. Like I said, I haven't talked to her, had anything to do with her. It'll be 3 years like this October, November. She got her karma. Her karma was doing what she did to me and losing me. Her karma was having to lie to her friends and family about me probably doing something to her instead. Her karma is waking up one day and saying, I need to call Kim. Like, I need help, or I need this, or I wonder if she has this, or I wonder if she would know how to do this. And realizing she can't call. That is her karma. Waking up and realizing that she literally lost one of the best friends she ever had in any lifetime because she was jealous, she was envious, she refused to heal from her trauma, she let it eat her alive. As far as I'm concerned, she got her karma. I'm happy with that. I'm good with that. It was funny. It was funny. I was thinking about this earlier when I was feeding the cats and I was kind of changing my clothes and putzing around. And I don't know why I thought of it, but I thought of this. And I thought, people tell lies, then people have to live those lies. And then people forget their lies. That's karma. We're going on 3 years of when I stopped talking to her. How much do you want to bet her story about what happened between the two of us is not the same as it was 3 years ago? How much you want to bet it's changed over and over and over again? Mine hasn't. Mine hasn't changed. Not one bit. There's things that I know specifically to be true, and there's things that I can guess on, and I say those things. How much you want to bet in 3 years when somebody says, hey, how come you're not hanging out with Kim anymore? Hey, how come you're not friends anymore? How much you want to bet when she tells her lies that she makes a mistake? How much you want to bet that somewhere down the road in these last 3 years that someone, at least one person, has thought, well, that's weird. She said something else to me like 8 months ago. And now she's saying this? Well, I wonder which one is true. Which lie is true? We tell lies, we live lies, we forget our lies. I will say what I always say. If this resonates for you, if there's a possibility of someone coming back from your past wanting forgiveness, that is always up to you. That's always up to you. You have free will. You can forgive somebody. You don't have to. People will tell you all day, "Oh, you need to forgive because you need to do it for yourself." I just don't believe that. I don't believe that. Do I believe it can help some people? Sure, I do. But do I feel like it's necessary for every person to forgive every asshole that's ever been in their life? No. No, I don't. And I will say this because I've said this a million times and you've heard it a million times. Not from me, but from somebody else, right? People know what they've done to you. People know what they've done to you. Like I just said, I don't think she would ever call me. I don't think she has the balls to reach out to me because she knows. She knows. She absolutely all fucking day knows. I just heard that song in my head. She knows, she knows, she knows. I hear it on TikTok all the time. People put it as their background music for their posts. Forgive, don't forgive. It's up to you. It's always up to you. And at the end of the day, whether you forgive or not, you are doing it for you. You are. Like I said, there's some people I would forgive, and there's some people I won't. I hope the message resonates for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you all have a great day and or evening, a fabulous weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.